Something shifted. You couldn't name it at first. The way they looked at you, the weight of their silence, the edge in the voice. You were still you, but you were no longer the favourite. You weren't being loved anymore. You were being downgraded. But remember, it was always their mirror that was broken, not yours. Welcome to Shattered Mirrors. I'm Aaron. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist. I'm just somebody who's lived through the experience of narcissistic abuse. I learned the hard way and I took some notes. And today we're talking about devaluation. And if you've ever tried to pinpoint the exact moment the relationship changed, the moment they stopped seeing you the way they used to see you, then this one will help you name what happened. Devaluation is the second act of what happens in a narcissistic relationship. The first act was the love bombing, the mirroring, the feeling that you'd finally found them. And then the pedestal that you were standing on, that starts to shift. And you can feel yourself sliding off of it long before anybody admits that anything is wrong. You see, this is the part that a narcissist doesn't explain because they don't fully understand it either. On some level, they get what they came for. They got your attention, your trust, and your routines, and your devotion. And now the shine's starting to wear off. And it's not because you did anything wrong. That's because the fantasy they built, the fantasy that they needed to feel alive, it's now run out of fuel for them. You see, a real relationship takes work for them, and work is the one thing that they can't give you. So instead of them admitting it, instead of sitting with their own emptiness, they start to blame the fantasist's source. You become the reason the magic faded. You became too clingy, too boring, too sensitive, too much, or not enough. They needed you to explain the letdown that they can't explain themselves. And once you're the explanation, the punishment begins. Devaluation is a slow, steady campaign to tear down the version of you that they once worshipped. It's not a fight, it's not a phase, it's a degradation. And the cruelest part is you're still trying to be the version of you that they fell in love with, not realising that that person was never real to them. It was a role, and now the casting's just changed. So let me show you what devaluation looks like from day to day. The criticism creep. Just little comments start landing in places that they didn't before. Your laugh is too loud. Your outfit is trying too hard. Your job's fine, but your friend's job is more impressive. Your cooking was the favourite, and now it's just a bit too heavy for them. And one comment in a week, you can just shrug off, but it keeps coming and coming. Drip, drip, drip. Until you're standing in front of the mirror, wondering when you became everything that they used to love. Then we have the vanishing praise. New names start appearing in the stories. An ex that they never used to mention. A co-worker who really gets it. Someone from the past who suddenly just does everything better than you. And you weren't competing before. And every comparison is a small cut just to remind you that you're replaceable. That you're just one of many. Then we have the disappearing effort. The dates stop, the texts get shorter, the plans get cancelled. The version of them that used to chase you, well, that's just gone now. And then they'll tell you that that's just what relationships are. You were asking for too much all along. What you mistook for love, well, that was the honeymoon phase. And you should have known better. Then we have the subtle indifference, and this one's the worst. You come home from work excited about something, and they don't even look up at you. You tell them you've had a hard day, and then they just change the subject. You're in the same room, but you may as well be in another country. They haven't left, but they've left. And none of this is a misunderstanding. This is a dimmer switch being turned down on purpose. So what do you do when the person you love starts treating you like you're the problem? Firstly, you need to name it. Internally, to yourself, say the word devaluation. You're not imagining things. You're not being dramatic. You're not too sensitive. You're reading a pattern spot on. And the moment you can name what's happening, then you can stop blaming yourself for it. Because whatever you change about yourself now, that won't fix it. Because this was never about you. Second, stop chasing the old version of them. This is the trap. You remember who they were in the beginning. Warm, attentive, and now that they're cold, you start working harder, cooking the right meals, saying the right things, dressing the way that they used to love. But that version of them is not coming back because the version was never real. And chasing a phantom is how you lose the next 5 years of your life. Thirdly, keep receipts of your own value. And I don't mean to impress them, I mean to protect yourself. Write down the things you did well this week, the kind messages from people who actually see you, the wins, the laughs, the moments you were you, because devaluation works by making you forget. You need evidence outside of their voice. Fourthly, watch what they say about their exes. And this is the tell. Every single one of them, they'll be crazy, or they'll be bitter, or they'll be toxic. Listen closely, because that's what they're going to say about you one day. The person that they idealize is now the warning signs to the next target. You're watching your own future play out in their mouth. And finally, understand that devaluation is a one-way door. Once a narcissist has started tearing you down, the relationship doesn't recover. It only continues on their terms. You can shrink yourself to fit. You can absorb the criticism. You can accept the breadcrumbs. Or you can stop trying to earn back a throne that was never real and start building something that is real. The pedestal was never yours. It was a stage, and stages come down. You didn't fall from grace. You stepped off a prop, and your worth that they tried to take was yours before they met you, and it's yours after that as well. You're not less valuable. You're just no longer useful to them, and that is their shame, not yours. I'm Aaron, this is Shattered Mirrors, and I'll see you on the next one. So if this video gave you a moment of clarity or just validated the hell of what you've been living through, then please do me a favour. Hit that like button, not for my vanity, but to send a signal through the noise. It tells the algorithms to send this video to someone else who still thinks they're crazy, someone else who's still trapped. And if you want to keep walking this path to freedom with us, then please subscribe. Let's get the truth out there.